I am out here driving to my daughter's house and in this crazy rain in New Jersey. And it's just really crazy out here. And listen, so here's my story. Since COVID, I have not, if I could turn the phone around and let y'all see my face, I would, but I'm driving and I can't, and it's nighttime. And I normally, I'm a writer, so I'm always in the house, especially at night. There's no reason for me to be out. There's Instacart, right? And Uber Eats. So there's no reason for me to leave out, especially at night. But anyway, since COVID, I have been mostly, in the house doing my writing, like everybody else, coming up with different business adventures, trying to, make it happen and see what's up and praying I didn't get sick. And so I hadn't been coming out, and I knew a lot of things were gonna change. Like I knew people were gonna start stealing and scamming. I knew people were gonna start, being uptight and nervous and scared, thinking it's doomsday or whatever. But what I didn't expect was that once we, came back out, everybody was going to be so aggressive. The really, 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 really laid back people are assertive, and the assertive people are aggressive, and the aggressive people are like super aggressive. And just trying to finagle my way through dealing with people is rough. Because I'll tell you, I'm a Jersey girl, born and raised. Every time I tried to move someplace else, it didn't work. I didn't like it, so I ended up staying where I am, back in Jersey. So I just accepted it. I'm a Jersey girl, do or die, Jersey girl. And so, but every place that I've gone, people would always say that, oh, girls from Jersey or people from Jersey and New York and Pennsylvania, they would say, or city people, because they even said the same thing about Chicago and Detroit and Boston and Los Angeles. They would say that we're rough around the edges and we're tough, everybody, but they would say, um, it's just different to see women be like that. And so, but I always tell people when you live in the city, things are moving fast. And it's like if you don't catch up, like in the movie, remember the movie, Quentin Tarantino's movie, not Kill Bill, what's the other one? I can't think of it. But with Ving Rhames and um, Samuel Jackson and John Travolta. Why can't I think of the name of it? But anyway, when she told the joke, catch up or be left behind, that's how it is in the city. You have to catch up. I'm sorry to reference movies, but this is my arts and entertainment channel. So life revolves around movies for me. As a writer, director, producer, it just is what it is. But anyway, she said catch up or be left behind. And that's just how it is in the city. You're either going to catch up and get with the program or you're going to get left behind. And the way that we teach our kids is totally different than the way that people in the country and in the rural areas teach their kids. In the country, they'll give their kids a shotgun at 6, 7, 8 years old and teach them how to hunt. And, they don't be foreign to guns and everything. But because of the laws and things up here, we can't even hardly have guns. And then you surely better not be trying to give them to a kid. There's no hunting up here in the city. So you see that the cultural differences, cause you to be different. And so because things up here move very fast and people are, you got to be on your toes because if not, they'll take advantage of you. They will run over you. Some people know how to come with a nice, kind face and then they snatch the rug from under you. So you got to be sharp. You got to have eyes in the back of your head. You got to watch your back. You got to watch out for backbiters and backstabbers. It's just crazy living. And so to come from that and then still be a nice person, um, we think that we're being a nice person. We may not wake up every morning saying good morning to everybody and then saying ma'am and sir. I think since our ancestors, meaning like our grandparents came up here, that kind of died out, the whole ma'am and sir thing, unless you're talking to your boss. But we're very. I was praying that man did not get over in front of me. But why do we always think that the driver is a man? I don't know. And then when it's when a woman, when somebody does something crazy, then The men always think that it's the women. I don't know. You know, I could barely see out here. Anybody who knew me would tell me, "Why are you get off of that thing? You shouldn't be out here." And I got glasses on, but I went to Wawa's to get me a coffee, and rain got on the glasses, so I did wipe them off. But I don't know. It's just I don't like driving at night. Oh my goodness, I don't like driving at night. But anyway, it's just really crazy being out. Oh God, what is happening? I hope y'all can still see me. Yes, I'm still recording. But it's just really crazy being out here in the world, and out here in the city, city life, and living and trying to keep yourself, trying to maintain who you are. This nice person that, although on your toes and assertive when you have to be, and mild mannered so that people don't, see you in a certain way or whatever. It's just hard. Like me myself, I have a whole thing which I'll probably do an episode about, this whole being a lady versus being a woman. I consider myself a woman, right? I have, and like I said, it's a whole thing, and I'll go into it. I never consider myself a lady, and whenever people would try to, first of all, I was a tomboy, and when people would try to tell me, no, be a lady, I hated that. Now the whole close your legs, you're a lady. Okay, I get close your legs because as a tomboy, you try to just sit any old kind of way. So I get that. But being a lady, ladies are trained and groomed. I'm not a lady. I'm a woman, born and raised. It just is what it is. And trying to be, um, being a woman doesn't mean being polite, but being ladylike, again, it's just a training. And so that does mean being polite and being, kind, and letting the man pull a chair out for you and open the door and saying thank you, and, knowing all of these manners and something else, another word that I just can't think of right now. All of that comes with training. And the average person in the city, although I do know a place that was in Newark like that, that was on Halsey Street in Newark, and this woman, but she was an older woman back then. It was in the 80s. No, it was in the early 90s. And she was teaching an etiquette class, which was very expensive. I couldn't even afford it for my daughter. But so there is training for those kind of things. But when you live in the city, first of all, usually, especially depending on what neighborhood you live in, you can't afford those kind of things. Living in the city is very expensive, but it's just where a lot of opportunities are. If you got good intentions, the opportunities are work related. If you have bad intentions, the opportunities are taken from somebody else. And you have to live around that. So when you're a person that decides that you're going to live on the right side of the tracks, you're going to get up and you're going to go to work, save up, take vacation, buy yourself some nice things in between, but you're going to work for a living so that you can do things. When you wake up and when you decide to be that kind of person, it's just kind of hard to balance in between having to deal with these, people out here who are just always looking to get over. And not that I want them to rob rich and wealthy people, but if they get robbed, they have all kind of insurances and ways that they can kind of cover themselves. You're only going to rob them, but for so much. But you rob a person that's doing a 9 to 5, or that's like a working class person, you pretty much took everything. They're a hot mess until they get paid again, but they're also behind now because you took the money from them. They don't have a plan B or backup. And if they go borrow, then they have to pay it back. So, again, you have to really be on point and on your P's and Q's because it can land you someplace not so appreciative. And I think that having to live like that and be on point like that, and listen, I don't care if white, black, Latino, Asian, of whatever race, when you live in the city, you learn to get with that program right away. And so, no, you're not always so ladylike. This person on the side of me, come on, you're supposed to turn. You're not so ladylike. You know what I mean? You are just a regular person out here trying to work and fend for yourself. So, I don't know. I just get a lot of people that, try to down us people from up north, especially us women, like we're aliens. Like, why are y'all like that? And we're not trying to be like anything. We would love to be so laid back that we could just be, I won't say prim and proper. I don't know that many of us want to be prim and proper, but many of us, I think, do want to just be regular people, living a regular life, doing regular things, and not have to always worry about, I hate this street, not have to worry about, people in bull crap, but we do, and it hardens us, and we don't mean to be, because I've seen it. Listen, I have seen it. You take the most kindest, nicest person that lives up here in the north, and you let them talk to someone from the south, Alabama, Mississippi, and I'm talking from like the real country, where they're real nice, not the city, not like Atlanta, where most of the people from up here have moved down there, and even some from California have moved down there. I'm not talking about that, but you get the real country where their roots, they've been there for like a century or two, in the South, and then they come around somebody who is from up north, and I'm talking about a really good, decent, kind, laid back, pretty, and pink girl. They will say, "Oh my goodness, she's rough around the edges," and then somebody like me who is a little rough around the edges will say, "Really, her? Oh my God, what do you think of me if you think she's rough around the edges?" So I don't know. I don't know how to be. And I remember going. I'm gonna have to go and make a U-turn. I don't want to do anything crazy, and then y'all think I'm a nutcase. So I'm gonna go up here and pull over and finish talking. But yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll try to turn it around so y'all can see my face. Um, yeah, I just said I wasn't gonna do anything crazy, but I'm about to do something crazy. Am I? Look, yeah, I'm gonna do something crazy. It's not. It's crazy if you're from another place, but if you're from up here, all I'm doing is making a K turn. But anyway, yeah. In other words, what I'm saying, long story short, is a lot of times people think that people from up north, are a little extra, a little mean, or a little whatever, but they think that people from um, they think women from up north are just horrible, you know? And I don't think that we are. I think that we are very nice and kind people, who really mean well. But I think that we're just taken the wrong way because we're a little rough around the edges. And again, I know we don't mean to be, but coming from where we come from, you gotta be ready to get with the program. Do you guys have you guys ever heard that rap song? You can get with this, or you can get with that, and you can get with this, or you can get with that. Well, that's how it is living up north. You have to be able to get with this and get with that. Now, I would turn this around, but I don't know how to do that. It's not offering me that. Okay, so how about this? Let me stop it and then turn it around. There you go. Okay, so I'm getting ready to drive. And so I just wanted to say this. And then I'll try to see if I can drive and talk, but I don't know. And it's weird because I guess I don't have the best lighting in here because look at this. Look at this. And the lighting is on up there. So this is probably the best it can get. But anyway, I don't know. I just think that we get a bad rap, and we're not bad people. It's just living in the city kind of makes us not, we can't be pretty in pink. And those of us who are that, are very laid back, like the example I gave earlier, and people think are, still hardcore or still like, you know, we can't help it. Please forgive us. Again, some of them are so laid back, nice, and proper and pretty in pink that if you think that they're rough, I can only imagine what you think of me or someone like me who just kind of speaks a little assured. And it took me time to get here. I remember being the laid back and but then it was like, again, catch up or get left behind. I slammed my fist down. Catch up or get left behind. And there was times when I wanted to say something and I would try to raise my hand and everybody's just talking over me. And I worked in corporate. And so I'm there, no offense, I'm there and there's a lot of white men in the room who are running something. There may be two white women and then there's me, and then maybe one Latino, or it's just me and one Asian. And they're deciding, they're picking their battles. Me, I'm trying to be like, no, like, hey, I'm a team player, because I was a tomboy, and I went to Catholic school, so I'm used to being around a lot of white boys. Like, that didn't mean anything to me. And I went to summer camp, like that like, some people, it might be a big deal. Sometimes people had to point out racism to me because I just was like, it wasn't that I didn't know it. It was just like, whatever. Okay. And like, okay, so I'm not going to be able to do this. I have to now go pick up someone. So I just wanted to say real quick, we don't mean to be, so harsh. We are lovable people. We're nice. We're kind. 2 days later, out in this brick cold. But I just wanted to conclude what I was saying. Like, just don't go too hard on us, women, us people up north, but especially us women. It's just, I won't say it's in our nature. It's in our nature to be women. It just is what it is. But we've acquired some things to our nature, just to be in survival mode, because of where we come from. And so sometimes not saying sir or ma'am, or not saying good morning, is not a disrespect. It's just that here it don't get you a respect. People will think that you're crazy. It's not a habit. It's not something that we do. And it's just been like that for a long time. That's it. And just, now don't get me wrong. There's some people that are rough around the edges. Like, if you ask them a question and they say, "What?" I get those, and they're just rough around the edges. I just take a breath and then I respond, because usually for up here, a what answer or response gets you a, why I gotta be all that? Or what's all of that? I'm just asking you a question, So, we have things that we think are a little bit extra or too much as well. But again, bear with us. Where we come from is survival of the fittest, and your actions and reactions play a lot in your survival. So yeah, again, bear with us, forgive us. And I gotta go. It's warning me now. I didn't see the warnings before. It's warning me. All right.